This is Tieng Base Camp in South Vietnam, home of the 25th Medical Battalion of the 25th Infantry Division. The videos were taken during late 1968 and early 1969. Looking at some of the Vietnamese boys that we hired to work around the company area and hopefully to teach them some skills and some disciplines and so forth. This film is dedicated to John Marpo and James Leaf, who were both killed in February of 1968 at Dao Chiang Base Camp. A lot of this is just scenes looking around the camp area. I apologize for the blurred photos, but they are taken from some 8mm video, 8mm films that I took at the time. That's the water tower for the village of Dao Chiang, just outside the base camp. This is, I think, our motor pool area where vehicles were being maintained. You can see the buildings of the medical battalion, the sandbags that protect from fire. This is some of the living area as well. You can see the trees are well spaced. They're rubber trees. They're part of the Michelin rubber plantation, which this base camp is sitting at the headquarters of the Michelin rubber plantation. That's a company street oiled down for the dust. Some of our living quarters, tents with sandbag barriers around them. Again, looking down some of the streets or roads within the base camp. That's the Michelin Tire Company building. That was actually occupied and worked by the Michelin people while we were there. It was a setup within our camp. That's Nui Ba Din, the Black Virgin Mountain. Dao Chiang is in Binh Duong province. That's the 25th B Company, Company B of the 25th Med Battalion. That's our sign out in front of our hospital, our receiving area. We were a medical clearing company for the 2nd Brigade of the 25th Infantry Division. Again, looking at the rubber trees, which are all in a row, plantation style. There's some of the helipads out there. You see the sandbags were to protect the choppers when they were parked there. There were as many as three dust-off medical evacuation helicopters assigned to us. They were Huey helicopters, UH-1D, I believe they were, the model was. This is the Dao Tieng Michelin plantation area. They had a swimming pool in there, and they allowed us to come in to swim on occasion, and here we are, a few of us enjoying that. That's the Michelin building, and you can see a Citroën French car parked out front there. There's a couple of friends of mine, Ben and Larry. It started to rain. We were at the pool, probably had a few beers and putting on a little dance show. That's me participating in the same show. This is out and around the base camp and Tieng. You can see the water buffaloes. They were important to the people there working the rice paddies and other work that the buffaloes did. They were valuable to them, and when they were lost due to conflict, they were a big loss to those people. There's the Black Virgin again. That's just a mountain where there was a big signal detachment at the very top. That's I think it's either an 8-inch or I think this one's a 175 millimeter howitzer, I believe. They were all sizes of cannon, if you will, on the base camp. 175s, 8-inch, 105s, and 4.2-inch mortars. I think they were having a fire mission when I took some of these pictures. Yeah, there goes one. Now we're riding around the village a little bit here of Tieng. Now this is a rare occasion, but we had a USO show visit Tieng Base Camp, and these were all people from Australia putting on the show, and obviously the girl was the main attraction. The guys really enjoyed it. It was the music of the time, and a lot of people showed up and enjoyed, and just was a break in all the other activities that were going on. You can see even some of our Vietnamese laborers and so forth enjoyed the show. That's a big group. Strangely enough, even though the entertainers weren't well known at all, the guys would stand by and get signatures, autographs, and all that type of stuff. It was like a taste of home, I guess. This was Christmas time, you can tell by the banner in the back, so it was a special occasion for all. Back to the company area, B Company, 25th Medical Battalion. There's some of the artillery boxes after they take the shells out. Those boxes were used to build about everything you could with wood. This is when a plane went down and there was some enemy activity off the end of the strip, and some, I think they were F-4 Phantom jets were called in and they dropped napalm in the area. Very effective. There they go. This is the company mess hall, and it's decorated with the tinsel, the silver foil for Christmas. And we invited in the children of the people that worked for the Army on the base camp. Most of the workers, the adult workers, were women who were widows or mothers of South Vietnamese soldiers who were gone far away somewhere, and they had a lot of children, and we provided each kid with a bag, a cloth bag with a drawstring on it with a bunch of good stuff inside, some candy and whatnot, pencils, paper, little toy things, so that they could all have something good for Christmas. Here you can see them with their mothers walking away with the bags, all very happy. We had fed them a meal, and it was a good time. This lady here was the nurse that worked for us, that one that just walked by. There's one of the smaller, I think they called them light observation helicopters that would fly in and out regularly. There's the Citroen car from the Michelin people driving in or out of the base camp. I guess they're heading out right there. These are just some pictures taken of various helicopters. This is what they called an eagle flight, a bunch of choppers hauling troops out to a particular destination, usually an area that was considered a hot zone or something where they were needed. That's one of our choppers. That's a dust-off helicopter. You can see the crosses on it when you get up a little bit closer. There you are. And again, they were shuttling wounded and so forth back and forth as things occurred. The constant noise of helicopters seemed to be going on almost 24 hours a day, in and out. This is a gunship, not a gunship, that's a troop carrier. They called them a slick. You can tell by the two machine guns, one coming out of each door. Again, there's our dust-off chopper. Now I think this flight is going to Tay Ninh. Tay Ninh was a base camp for another company of the 25th Med Battalion, and we used to visit that area and other spots. And this is a helicopter view of right now of the village of Dao Chiang and the surrounding accompanying villages. That's the Saigon River that flowed by and through Dao Chiang. That's dust from a convoy on the road. And you can see that the road was defoliated so many meters either side, defoliated and then bulldozed. And this was to prevent ambush. This created an open area on either side of the vehicles on the road. Hopefully prevented ambushes. This is Tieng City, where one of our companies was, and we're going to see the Philippine Army building here in a moment. Tieng was a major city. This is the Philippine compound. They were advisors and civic action people from the Philippines taking place. Inside the chopper, that thing sticking out there is a sky hook if they had to lift somebody out of the jungle with a cable. Again, that's Tieng. Back at Tieng base camp now. I think that's a vehicle they call a Duster. It has two 40mm cannons on it, and they often place that near the main gate. It's a defensive item. There's an Eagle flight getting ready to go out. Again, this would be troops going out to some spot in the field where they were needed. Now they're taking off and going in formation. There they are, passing overhead. This may be another group coming back, I'm not sure yet. There's some of the infantrymen, very brave guys. I think these guys had just come off some helicopters and were gonna get some rest at the base camp. Yeah, and here comes a flight in bringing some in from the field. Oftentimes it's when a group went out, then they'd relieve a group that would then come in. There they are, setting down. This is a company formation towards the end of my tour when they were giving awards. There were Bronze Star medals given for a year of service in the hostile environment. And that's Major Perez there, the company commander. He was a medical doctor. is a medical doctor. And there's a formation of those of us that were getting the awards, and because we were all short timers, we were all going home very soon. This would have been about the 1st of February, 1969, thereabouts. That's First Sergeant Manabusan, the first sergeant of the company. That's me. Now, due to the blurring in the pictures, I can't see the details on the men in the formation. But I do want to mention that that day, at that time, John Marpo and James Leaf would have been in that formation. I just can't pick them out. It's too difficult with the blurring that took place because of the transfer from film to video, tape to video disc, and so forth. Again, there's the company formation. So they're in there, and not long later, on the 23rd of February, those two gentlemen, heroes, would be killed. There's a dust-off helicopter. That's the company street again. Sign. Our clearing company facilities. End of video.